When will I learn not to trust Stibbons? He's ruined everything. Oh, such a relief to see a familiar face in this ghastly desert. Particularly today. You helped me get the crown of Anton. Would you consider assisting in my archaeological efforts again? I've encountered something of a setback here. Well, I discovered this fabulous portal in the Alik'r ruins. I sent my assistant through, and it was a mistake. The portal apparently leads to somewhere in the Grotwood, and basically he returned with the Aldmeri army at his heels. Yes, and unfortunately, it seems they're now planning a full-scale invasion. Establishing a base, building siege weapons. We need to close the portal, quickly. I discovered an old tome that explains how, if I can find it again. Will you help me? You're a true hero, and I mean that. My camp is beside the ruins. That's where I left the book we need. Get the book, use it to activate the large pillars in the ruins. Then meet me inside the west door to the lower ruins. The portal's down there. My researchers in High Rock gave me the essential background. Salas En was an alien stronghold, built by human slaves in the Merethic era. The Elves eventually got what they deserved during the Yokuden colonization of Hammerfell in the First Era. It's quite fascinating, really. It would seem to prove that the Aldmeri and the Alik'rs were still connected further into the Merethic era than we believed. I actually wrote a book on the subject. Well, someone wrote it for me, but who's counting? Oh, how kind of you to ask. Let's see. I was in Hrothgar for a while, but Orcish history is such a bore, so I left there and visited some Dwemer ruins in Morrowind. Then I wound up coming here. Stibbons has remained with me, of course, regrettably. Who knows? Who cares? The blathering fool created such a mess here. He's become a liability, especially since the Tomb of Kings. I have a new man assisting me now. He's much more efficient. Not as efficient as you, but you're not for hire. I suppose that's a reasonable question. As you might imagine, the Elves have locked the main entrance to the portal room. There is a back way, however, through an old prison of some sort. The pillars unlock the door into the prison. Oh, I haven't the foggiest notion what's in the prison. It's been centuries, though. Whatever was down there is surely dead. If not, well, you seem capable enough. And it can't be any worse than the damned Elves. You're a true hero, and I mean that.
The Aldmeri had tremendous foresight to have placed the portal here.
To think I once enjoyed
I need healing!
Oh, hello there. I remember you, from that tomb in Glenumbra. My memory is so foggy, but I remember your face. You won't believe this, but Lady Laurent has fired me. Now I don't know what to do. Because it's all my fault. The Aldmeri. Lady Laurent sent me through the portal to investigate. When the Elves saw me, I ran and led them to the portal. So now she hates me. Please, I beg you, will you help me get back in her good graces? Praise you, praise you. I'm trying to gather all her things, but her tools are scattered out in the ruins, and those are her most important possessions. If you'll get the tools for me, I just know she'll forgive me. I just know it. There's one more thing you should know. Lady Laurent hired this thuggish Tamian fellow. I believe she already asked him to recover her tools. You should speak to him up on the ramparts. Tell him we have it taken care of. No, that expedition was quite a success. And I was the one who found you. There's simply no explanation for why she's treating me this way. Because he's a brute, and I need to be the one to give her the tools. If I can't make her forgive me, she'll just leave me here. And then what will I do? This is my only chance. There's one more thing you should know. Lady Laurent hired this thuggish Tamian fellow. I believe she already asked him to recover her tools. You should speak to him up on the ramparts. Tell him we have it taken care of.
Well, if it isn't my old friend from Crosswich. Let me guess, Lady Laurent has you helping clean up this mess she made. Or is it Stibbons, the bootless coward? He's hoping Lady Laurent will forgive him. It could be worse. Lady Laurent pays well, and she's got a pretty ambitious travel schedule. So I'm getting to see places I'd never dreamed of. Can't say this desert's one of the highlights, though. Did he? I'm surprised he could get that out through the whimpering and whining. Lady Laurent already has someone to recover her tools. And you would recover them and give Stibbons the credit? Just following orders. Even before this, Stibbons couldn't keep up, so Lady Laurent hired me. I was just getting a bird's-eye view before getting to work. Say, though, if you were going to save Stibbons the trouble, why not help me instead? Well, for one thing, I'm better looking. For another, I'm actually getting paid. Stibbons was always just a glorified slave. Help me get the tools and I'll cut you in. Don't think too long. I'll go down there and get the tools myself if I have to. They're in backpacks, by the way. I bet Stibbons didn't even tell you that. I was wondering if you were going to ask that. Yeah, I snatched up a few tool bags earlier. But there's no reason for me to give them to you, is there? I suppose if you want to lug around the extra weight, I won't complain. Once you've got them all, though, just remember to bring them back to me, not Stibbons. Don't think too long. I'll go down there and get the tools myself if I have to. They're in backpacks, by the way. I bet Stibbons didn't even tell you that. Don't think too long. I'll go down there and...
How much siege equipment do we need? The element of surprise already assures our victory.
To think I once enjoyed the fierce sun on my skin? Not anymore.
I find it inconceivable that any Aldmeri could have called this blight their home.
How much siege equipment do we need? The element of surprise already assures us.
You certainly made short work of those elves. There seem to be few odd skeletons down here. No problem for you, I'm sure. Now, I assume you found the old tome in my camp? Thank you very much. Fortunately, I can translate the ancient Iliad, and that should tell us how to close the portal. Very much. Fortunately, I can translate the ancient Iliad, and that should tell us how to close the portal. It's through this door right behind me. The problem is that it's locked, but it appears that it's controlled by a switch deeper in the ruins. Would you be a dear and find the switch? Oh, if only I could have someone like you around full time. If you'll get the switch, that will give me time to study up whatever words I need to speak to close the portal. Once you get it opened, I'll just go on in, so meet me in the portal room. Come now. I don't expect that switch is just going to throw itself. If you get the switch, I'll go on into the chamber. Then you can just meet me inside. They have so much faith in that seal they put on the main door. They don't even have anyone guarding the portal. I'm not complaining, though. Are you ready to do this? All right. You're going to have to protect me, though. The chamber may be clear now, but as soon as I start the ritual, they'll realize it on the other side. They might try to charge through and stop us. All right, let's get this started. Golroso Neyaka? Woohoo! Take that, you damned elves! Oh, wait, I just lost my place. Alusaba. Takio? Takio. Taco? How do you pronounce this?
Aldmeri Dominion!
All right, I think I've got it. Mala Alu Takeo. Well, that takes care of that now, doesn't it? I'm actually quite relieved. It would have been so embarrassing to have been responsible for the fall of Alik'r. After I opened the portal, I considered just leaving and denying that I was ever here. I am too. Now. If you would, though, I still would prefer to keep this quiet. I do have a reputation to uphold, you know. Finally. The elves came damn near ruining my entire expedition. Of course, Stibbons was really to blame. Regardless, I'll be glad to get back to studying the runes instead of skulking around and trying to hide from the elves. Finally.
I watched you rummaging around out there in the ruins. If you had been in trouble, I would have had your back. Just so you know. I'm guessing you've gathered all the tools by now? It could be worse. Lady Laurent pays well, and she's got a pretty ambitious travel schedule. So I'm getting to see places I'd never dreamed of. Can't say this desert's one of the highlights, though. I watched you rummaging around out there in the ruins. If you had been in trouble, I would have had your back. Just so you know. I'm guessing you've gathered all the tools by now?
Well, I think I've gathered up all of Lady Laurent's personal... Praise the eight. You just saved my reputation and my livelihood. Can I have the tools, then? Ha! That sneaky Tabian fellow sure will be surprised. Hopefully now Lady Laurent will forgive me and realize we don't need any hired help. A mercenary. What in oblivion was she thinking? Oh, you are like a bottle of iced coliquiva in this dreary desert. Hopefully this will restore Lady Laurent's confidence in me. I still can't understand. How could she doubt me after so many years' service? Oh, you are like a bottle.
I just keep asking myself, why in oblivion would you have decided to help Stibbons? I have to believe that you were motivated by some deluded sense of pity. I feel sorry for both of you. It could be worse. I just keep asking.